Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
The Washington Nationals are enjoying their mid-May stay in Philadelphia. The Nationals have actually enjoyed their last 6 games at Citizens Bank Park going back to last September. The Phillies haven't fared well in their own home recently, but the ball tonight is in Cole's hands to find a way to deal with the pesky Nats. One more game to go on what has not been a particularly good homestand for the Phillies, but they can at least salvage this 3-game series tonight against the Washington Nationals. It's Game 3 between the Nats and the Phils. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Happy to be with you one more day here in Philadelphia before the Phillies hit the road for 4 in St. Louis and then 3 in New York. All right, the Phillies have some making up to do, and it starts tonight against these Nationals, and it starts by giving Cole Hamels the baseball.
Yeah, they've really struggled against the Nationals, a team they used to beat a lot, and Washington has turned the tables, Tom. The last time out when Cole Hamels was on the mound, it was a Sunday night, and what a game it was. Everybody remembers he hit Harper right there between the 3 and the 4, but then Harper got all the way to third base. Hamels lobbed a couple throws over to first, and he stole home on him, in your face, back at you, and the Nationals led 1-0. Then Cole Hamels came up later in the game. I think this was the 3rd inning, and Zimmerman hits him right on the leg, and that was the end of it. Hamels pitched great that night. 8 innings, 5 hits, just 1 earned run. Just did a tremendous job. He was going to pitch the 9th inning, but then the Phillies came out in the top of the 9th, scored a bunch of runs, and they decided to make a change, and he just went the 8 innings. So I think everybody's been kind of looking forward to a rematch between these two teams, especially with some of the stuff that happened the last time when they faced each other. Cole Hamels, like a few guys on this staff, has tremendous numbers against the Nationals that they built up over the years before Washington started to catch up to them a little bit. But Cole's numbers right there, 11-4 earned run average, and just pitches very, very well against this team. And Cole Hamels has been the best pitcher on this team so far this year.
Yeah, big time. In a lot of different ways, he's been the best pitcher. All right, Edwin Jackson gets the start for the Washington Nationals. Now, they've been very good against the Phillies. We said they've got this winning streak going that dates back to last year.
Yeah, they came in and swept the Phillies last year at the end of the season when the Phillies got themselves in a losing streak. And they come in here this year, and they won the first 2 games of the series. And this guy's been right in the middle of everything. He and Desmond, their shortstop, home run for 1 run off Kyle Kendrick. Then he comes up later, base hit in the hole to left field. That's the only runs they got in the game. That's all they would need as they won the first game 2-1. Harper scoring that run. Then last night against Roy Halladay, how about this kid said, well, I've seen Halladay on TV throw some first pitch curveballs a few times, so I was kind of looking for one there. And he smoked that ball into the alley in right center field, knocked in a couple, and here comes that man Desmond again, got a cutter out over the plate and hit yet another home run against the Phillies. So the Washington Nationals in this series have done what they have to do to win, and in their 6-game winning streak in this ballpark, you look at the numbers, they deserve to win the ball games. Phillies just hitting .209 against them. Their starters have an earned run average of 1, and they've outscored the Phillies 27-12. So the shoe's on the other foot right now, and it's about time to find another foot to put the shoe on.
Well, the starters for the Nationals, their numbers are really good. These first 2 games, their starters have thrown a lot of pitches. The Phillies have just left them off the hook. We'll see if they can put them back on the hook tonight in the final game of this 3-game series. Again, it's Cole Hamels on the mound for the Phils. Edwin Jackson will make the start. For the Washington Nationals, it's start number 9 on the year for Jackson. It's start number 2 against the Phillies. So we wrap up this homestand here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phils fans, they're hoping for a victory. The lineup's in first pitch from the ballpark when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. By Citizens Bank, we're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. By Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phillies. By Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. No matter where you are in life or business, we have plans that fit. Go to plansthatfit.com. Final game of this homestand for the Phillies to try to pick up a victory to take at least one in each of these series. They won one against the Red Sox. They're trying to win one here against the Washington Nationals. Let's take a look at the Nationals starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. At second base, it's Danny Espinosa. He'll lead off. Bryce Harper bats second. Ryan Zimmerman back in the lineup. He'll hit third. Adam LaRoche, the first baseman, bats cleanup. Ian Desmond, the shortstop, hits fifth. Rick Ankiel will bat sixth. And the bottom third of Nady Flores and Edwin Jackson. And they'll face Phillies left-hander Cole Hamels, seeking his 7th win of the year. He's pitched very well so far, Wheels, in 8 starts.
Sure has, Tommy. His own little winning streak, too. A career best 6-game winning streak at this point in the year. 6-0 with a 2.20 earned run average. Numbers are outstanding. He has pitched that well. And, this is one of those years where he's picking up wins. He always seems to pitch well. And a lot of years he didn't get that many wins. But right now you see that 6-game winning streak. Career against the Washington Nationals, real good numbers. Now it's time now for our Nissan keys to the game. A little bit overcast here as we start this one tonight. A nice night so far here at Citizens Bank Park. Well, this is Cole Hamels and the Nats' first meeting since that Sunday night. I don't think we have to say anything other than that. And Edwin Jackson, well, he had a big game against the Phillies last year for the Cardinals in the NLDS. He's a hard thrower, fastball, slider, changeup, curveball, and a guy that, has never beaten them, but they have faced him in postseason a couple times.
Well, Cole Hamels is ready to go. So is Danny Espinosa, the leadoff hitter. Tonight's ball game is also on national television, so that's why there's a holdup. Hamels is just wandering around. You just saw Bryce Harper in the on-deck circle. Obviously, that's one of the storylines coming in tonight. Hamels facing Harper for the first time in a ball game since that Sunday night, although he did face him as Danny Espinosa pops the first pitch up into foul territory. Polanco will look at it, go back into the crowds. When he hit Harper, he hit him in his first at-bat, so he faced him throughout the rest of the ball game.
Right.
But this is the first game after the game.
And they moved, there's Harper hitting 2. They moved Danny Espinosa up to lead off tonight because he's hitting better right-handed than left-handed with a left-handed pitcher. They give him a shot up there, and you see what he's done against left-handed pitching. 4 hits in his last 6 at-bats. Yeah, another reason.
219 overall, 4 homers, 9 runs batted in. And he takes inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Cole, for the first time in his career, is 25 games over 500 with his overall record. He's 80-55. Over toward third, another foul ball. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Where Espinosa's going right now. I thought he broke his bat for a second. He's just taking a long walk.
He had 21 home runs last year for the Nationals. And he takes outside 2-2. This year, 4 home runs. They lifted him the other day for Steve Lombardozzi. They didn't do the same last night. He just hasn't had the same kind of year.
Nope. And left-handed, he's really struggled.
Hamels ready with the 2-2. And it's way inside. 3-2. 94 on that fastball from Cole. Cole in his last 10 starts against Washington has won 7, has lost 1. His earned run average a tad over 3. And there's ball 4. So he walks Espinosa to start the ball game. Only the 11th walk issued by Cole this year.
And he was ahead of him by a lot. He swung at the first pitch, fouled it off.
Well, here we go. Bryce Harper will dig in. I mentioned this at the start of the series. There were no warnings that were put out for either team before the series began. The umpires, if they didn't know what happened, were given a full report of what happened in the series in Washington. Lance Barksdale is the home plate umpire tonight. Gary Cedarstrom is the third base umpire. He had some issues last night. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Harper. Harper overall is hitting .264 with 2 homers and 9 runs batted in. He's 4 for 9 in this series.
Yeah, big hit in that game last night when he tripled into the gap in right center field in the middle of that 4-run inning that put the game away, as it turned out.
Neither guy really talked too much about the plunking on that Sunday night. Harper, when he was asked about it, really did say all the right things after the game and even since. As he hits that one to left field, Pierre on his way back has room, makes the catch. Now there's one away.
Harper early in his career seems to have the knack of saying the right things. He's amazing. He's very mature for his age, it sounds like, in a lot of ways. And that statement he made last night, that he had been watching games of Roy Halladay's and noticed he threw a lot of first pitch curveballs and he was looking for one. There's 30-year-old guys out there playing right now don't know what guys throwing the first pitch. So that was amazing.
Well, last night ended Doc's 11-game win streak against the Nationals/Expos. That was his last losses when this franchise was called the Montreal Expos. Here's Ryan Zimmerman. He didn't play last night. Zimmerman took batting practice last night, was in the original starting lineup, but he's had a lot of shoulder problems. And Davey Johnson, and Zimmerman said after the ball game last night, it was totally Davey Johnson's decision. Davey Johnson decided to rest him because he had a little soreness, I guess, in his shoulder. There goes Espinosa. The pitch is high. The throw by Ruiz is high as well.
No chance.
And it's the 5th stolen base of the year for Danny Espinosa.
Boy, did he pick up what Hamels does coming to the plate. Because on the first move, he was gone. And Carlos Ruiz did a tremendous job with a quick release, everything. Strong throw. Not even close. Watch this. See, the first move, as soon as he picked his leg up, he was gone. He didn't think he was going to pick his leg up and move over. So whatever they have, they were right.
1 ball, no strikes, the count to Zimmerman. At a strike on the outside corner, it's 1-1.
I was a little surprised that Espinosa didn't tag up when that ball was hit to Pierre in left field, because it was all the way to the wall and they've been running on him from first base. But he may have thought it had a chance to hit the wall, so that's why he was, you know, off the bag quite a bit when the ball was caught.
Espinosa's thinking about going again. He stops, swing and a miss, and a changeup. 1-2. Hamels is among the top 10 in strikeouts. He has 58, which is 2 ahead of Doc. The leaders in the league are Gio Gonzalez with 69 and Steven Strasburg with 64. Then Matt Cain, Zach Greinke, Bud Norris, James McDonald, then Hamels. Swing and a miss, and it's another strikeout. That's the first of the night, number 59 on the year for Cole. 2 outs, and Adam LaRoche will be the hitter.
Changeup followed by a fastball. Really fooled Zimmerman. Set it up with the changeup, and then Zimmerman has faced Hamels so many times, may have thought, all right, he's going to try and get me out off speed again. Back up changeups, threw a fastball right by him.
So Zimmerman, the first strikeout victim of the night, 2nd out of the inning. Here's Adam LaRoche. His average has dipped to 298 because of the series. He's 0 for 6, but still he's driven in a run. He has 32 runs batted in. And he takes way inside, 1-0.
Still thinking about Espinosa back there. Not as important with 2 outs as there had been, of course, with 1 out. And the fielders are way away. Now with a left-handed batter, Freddie Galvis is one jumping in behind him. Before it was Fontenot.
Yeah, Fontenot's on the edge of the outfield grass on the right side. There's a strike on a cutter. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. The cutter's been such a good pitch for Cole over the last couple of years. He's learned to throw it, and he's refined it to the point where it's probably his 2nd best pitch behind the changeup. There is the changeup.
And all set up by an above average fastball. Everything works off a guy's fastball, and when you have his kind of fastball with the changeup and now the cutter, he has a pitch now he can throw away from left-handed hitters that he didn't have before.
And really a pitch that he could bear down on right-handed
Right,
hitters.
and get them so they don't dive on his changeup. And that changed his whole game, his whole approach.
Quick meeting out on the mound. I think they're also giving LaRoche a little chance to walk off the pain from that foul ball.
That's a little professional courtesy right there on Carlos Ruiz's part. He's hurting a little bit.
The 1-2 pitch. Foul ball up toward the upper deck.
Left-handed hitters do not like it when a guy's out at second base dancing around and breaks, doesn't go. You know, he's already in scoring position with 2 outs. Now, Espinosa hasn't done that. He's just taken the lead, gotten to a point, and, you know, pretty much was just in motion. And I think LaRoche, as a hitter, would appreciate that.
There's Espinosa to your left, wandering off the second base bag.
A lot of pitches here for Hamels in the first inning.
Toyota Major League Scoreboard, a final score from Pittsburgh. The Mets have edged the Pirates 3-1. Kirk Neuenhuis, 2 hits and an RBI. Jonathan Neese got the win in that ball game. James McDonald the loss. There goes Espinosa. Pitch is hit sharply to second. Pretty good hop for Fontenot. And the inning is over. So it took 19 pitches, but Cole Hamels is through the first. He leaves one in scoring position. On to the bottom of the first. To you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. How about this change? Look at Carlos Ruiz. He's in the cleanup spot. Hunter Pence moves to the 3rd hole. Shane Victorino will bat 5th for the Phillies. Charlie Manuel decided to do that just to give the Phils an opportunity to drive in some runs and get some contact from Carlos in his first career start batting cleanup. The bottom 3rd is the same as last night. Galvis, Fontenot, and Hamels. And they'll face 28-year-old right-hander Edwin Jackson, who is making his 2nd regular season start against the Phillies, but his 3rd overall. 1-1 with a 3.31 earned run average.
Yeah, they've seen him twice in postseason play, once with the Rays in the World Series, and of course last year with the St. Louis Cardinals after he came over there in a trade and he beat him in that pivotal 4th game of the division series. Here's our scouting report on Edwin Jackson. Real good fastball, hard thrower, slider, change. And he has authored a no-hit, no-run game.
So he'll face Juan Pierre. Pierre 1 for 9 in this series. His average is dipped down to 304. He's 1 for 17 on the homestand. So he's due to get going again. The first pitch way outside. It's 1-0. Juan is 7 runs away from reaching 1,000 for his career. Pretty impressive milestone. When he does it, he'll become the 30th player in baseball history to have 2,000 hits or more, 1,000 runs scored or more, and 500 stolen bases or more.
A nice career.
Get this, he'd be the only active player to have those numbers.
That'd be fun to sit there and try and figure out that list. Well, it's obviously guys that could run.
3-0 the count to Juan Pierre. And there's ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk. Phillies get a base runner to start this ball game. There's obviously been a lot of comments coming out of the clubhouse over the last couple of weeks. Charlie has had a number of them. I thought Roy Halladay's comments last night on the heels of his loss were pretty poignant. He said there are a lot of guys, including myself, who are trying to carry the weight of the team. You can't play that way, and I think you've seen that. You have to go out and play the game and have fun playing the game. You have to want to win. And he went on to talk more about the struggles the team has had. And he echoed some of the same thoughts that Charlie has said, that somehow this club has to become looser in their path to victory, because playing tight has not helped anybody's cause.
Yeah, and it never will. Never seen a team that played tight play well. Doesn't work that way. This game will not allow it.
There's the first strike for Jackson. It's 1-1.
And it's the old thing about, like, well, I'm pulling off, now tell me how to stop. There's no easy answers.
Well, I think Charlie has tried to adjust the lineup to maybe get the guys to relax a little bit more by putting Pence in the 3-hole and Carlos, who has been the best hitter, in the cleanup spot where there have been many opportunities to drive in runs. 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Polanco. 2-1. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Sue Rohrer of Claymont, Delaware. The Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, and Sue will win $100. I guess the part of the comments that I liked is, you know, Roy, as everybody probably has grown to understand, is pretty quiet. You know, he doesn't talk a whole lot, but when he does, there's usually some pretty good things that come out of the conversation.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. That's the end of his lead. Wherever that foot was, look for it, that footprint. See how quick a left-handed first baseman gets a tag down, too. Look at the difference. Catch it on him, as opposed to a right-handed first baseman that's reached down across his body, and it's just slower. Can't help it but be slower.
2-1 the count to Polanco. And Pierre goes. Pitch is slapped toward right field, and Harper is going to make the play. They did deke Pierre. The throw to first in plenty of time. And the double play. There are 2 outs.
He had no idea where the ball was on the hit and run. Desmond was going. Desmond was acting like something was coming his way. So Pierre looks at him, and by then at that time it's over. They try to make something happen on a 2-1 count there. Polanco hit it right on the nose, but right at Bryce Harper. Here he goes. It's a hit and run. Now, when you're on a hit and run, you got to look in. Now, he did look in finally, but now it's too late. And Harper started to look at second and then threw across his body. That was pretty much a P that he threw to first.
Well, 2 gone here in the first, and here comes Hunter Pence. Hunter is 1 for 6 in this series. Good numbers against the Nationals overall this year. 10 home runs, 28 runs batted in. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to him.
It's a shame. I mean, Harper has a chance to get wild in this inning, but you know, you like to see them try to play a little hit and run there, make something happen with Jackson. I mean, with a guy who can swing the bat like Polanco and hit the ball the other way. He just happened to hit it too hard.
Well, 9 balls, 2 strikes, 11 pitches so far.
2 outs and nobody on base. That's when you're not going real well.
Got the green light, and he pops it up foul territory. Adam LaRoche is over and makes the catch. So it turns out to be a 12-pitch inning. 9 of those 12 pitches out of the strike zone for Edwin Jackson, but he gets through unscathed. We go to the 2nd inning. Nationals nothing, Phillies nothing. 12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. Top of the second opportunity for the Nationals against Cole Hamels. Ian Desmond will lead it off. Desmond, Ankiel, and Nady. Desmond's turned into a pretty good offensive player, and he's refined his defense too to be an athletic and more than adequate shortstop.
Yeah, it's his throwing. Right away you could see he could get the balls. Very powerful arm, but it wasn't accurate. He had a couple home runs off the Phillies early in his career off Lee one night, and they just flew out of that Nationals park. You know, wow, is he strong?
Waves and a changeup, 1-1. He grew up in Sarasota, obviously the same place that Rich Doobie makes his home. Played in a rival high school to Rich's son Michael. They played on a travel team together, so Rich has known him for a long time. Two and one the count to Desmond.
Very athletic looking guy and plays that way.
Fly ball foul off to the right and out of play.
Next couple of starts, Hamels a lot of foul balls in his games. He's gotten his pitch count up a little fast. He had 5 of them in the first inning already. One right there. So it's always something you watch with him to see if they're fouling a lot of pitches off. Next thing you know, you look at him and he's up to 80, 90, 100. And it's only the 6th inning.
Good changeup back toward the middle. Galvis, good speed, pirouette, throws in time to get Desmond. One away here in the second. It's not an easy play. He had an explosion as the ball left the bat to get to that ball.
Yeah, it just didn't look like the type of ball up the middle where you're going to have to pirouette like that. But you know, he's playing the pull a little bit. I don't know. I guess he just felt more comfortable making it that way. It didn't seem like you had to do that.
He certainly did make it look comfortable. And it's 0-1 to Ankiel. Ankiel 1 for 7 of the series. Freddie, of course, is shortstop by trade, filling in for Jimmy Rollins, who's on paternity leave. We've gotten a chance to see Freddie Galvis play shortstop in spring training games, but this is our longest look at him in a major league opportunity.
Natural position.
Oh, to the count to Ankiel.
Come the foul balls again. Cole Hamels, there's Nady on deck. He has such swing and miss stuff that every once in a while they get into fouling balls off against him, and you just expect hitters to swing and miss at him.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
And a high fastball, second strikeout for Hamels. 2 outs. Xavier Nady is up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy in his Major League Notebook.
All right, the Major League Notebook presented by Gwinnett Mercy College. Tom, Scott Besednik returned to the Major Leagues today for the first time since 2010. He got the start for the Red Sox, went 2 for 3 in his debut with a home run. Of course, he was with the Phillies in spring and traded to the Red Sox in May. And the commissioner of baseball said today he doesn't believe that any additional replay is needed in Major League Baseball. Of course, right now, only boundary plays can be reviewed by replay. And history was made today, guys, in Seattle. How about this? Alex Liddy hit a grand slam in the 5th inning. What's so special about that? He's only the 2nd major leaguer born in Italy to ever hit a grand slam. How about that, guys?
How about that? Freddie Galvis gets to that ball from Xavier Nady, and it's a 1-2-3 second inning. Well, youngsters all over the league are reaching some milestones, including Freddie Galvis, who's had himself a heck of a year. We go to the bottom of the second here in Philadelphia. Tangle with Wheels' team, the Toronto FC. The last time they hit the pitch there, they scored their most goals ever in a game. Now they're returning for another W. Watch Union pregame live right before the Union clash with Toronto FC. Saturday at 4, only on the Comcast Network.
You're a soccer guy. What does that mean, hit the pitch?
I am not a soccer guy. I don't know. I think it's the field. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Field.
All right, great.
Wheels is not really a Toronto FC fan.
I like Toronto. Beautiful city. We'll be up there in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And it is nice. That is a great town.
Carlos Ruiz batting cleanup for the first time, gets a base hit in his first at bat. The highest he's ever hit in the lineup is second. He's the first Phillies catcher to bat cleanup since Mike Lieberthal did it back in 2003. Carlos starts the second with the Phillies' first hit. Carlos was still pretty upset today about being ejected from last night's ball game, because as he contended, and if anybody knows Carlos, I mean, he's intense, but he's one of the best guys you'll ever come across. But Gary Cederstrom apparently threw him out because he turned around to say something to Gary about a pitch that Roy Halladay threw. According to Carlos, it was the first time he had said anything to Cederstrom on the night. We thought maybe he said something earlier because there were a couple other close pitches that I guess I might have said something about. That's
what I said to him. I said, "Did you complain about anything before that?" He said, "No, that was the first time I said anything to him." And then he yelled at me that it was a good pitch. He said, Carlos said, "I said no, it wasn't. It was not a straight." Carlos says it was a good pitch. He said it twice, and he said he threw me out after I said it the second time. He said he was a little bit startled when the guy yelled at him like he did.
Yeah. And Charlie said that the explanation was, when he went out there, was that Carlos turned around. And that's why Cederstrom threw him out of the ball game.
Carlos said he turned around because he was startled and he yelled at him that way for just questioning a pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike to count to Victorino. And Shane fouls it away, 1-2. Well, it's a shame, as Roy Halladay said after the ball game, because he said there wasn't any cursing, there wasn't anything like that. He's our best player, and he threw him out of the game
early,
yeah.
3rd inning.
Doc was rightful and quick to defend Ruiz after the game.
Oh, he thinks the world of Carlos Ruiz. He made that very apparent.
And it remains 1-2 to Victorino. Shane, a .260 hitter with 5 home runs and 17 runs batted in. In the dirt, 2-2. Flores catching for the 3rd consecutive day. Nationals lost their main catcher, Wilson Ramos, to an ACL tear. And then their rookie backup to Flores, they lost him. What was it, an ankle sprain, wasn't it?
Ankle sprain, right.
And now they have another backup catcher who doesn't have a whole lot of major league experience in Maldonado.
Boy, this guy is all over the place here early in the game. Man, a really shaky first inning. They couldn't get anything off him. And there's Ty Wigginton waiting on deck. And now a leadoff hit, and he runs a deep count on Shane Victorino. Not running, nobody out. 3-2 count. Does have the hole on the right side. Carlos Ruiz taking a long look at Juan Samuel right now. And all he's looking for is, are you stopping me right now? That's it. Because on a 3-2, it's an automatic run unless they stop you. normally, almost always with one out, not all the time with nobody out. That's where they have to check with the third base coach.
Ruiz doesn't go, and the pitch is swung on and missed. So one away here in the second. First strikeout for Jackson.
Back foot breaking ball, it looked like there, and he swung over it. It's definitely a slider. You see, that's what they call the back foot slider right there. And the idea is for the hitter to either swing over it, as Shane did, or hook it foul and throw him another pitch.
Here's Wigginton. He's 0 for 1 in the series with a sacrifice fly. 0-1 the count. Over at first base tonight. 4 for 10 lifetime against Edwin Jackson.
Playing to right center, big gap in left center for Wigginton.
Fly ball right field. And Bryce Harper will settle under it. Ruiz will head back to first. So Jackson has 2 outs here in the second. Freddie Galvis will be the hitter. June 4th, the Phillies and the Los Angeles Dodgers will begin a 4-game series here at the ballpark. The first game, all fans will receive the Cliff Lee bobblehead, brought to you by Toyota. Tuesday is the 7:05, so is Wednesday. Then Thursday the 7th. Mark this down. It's a 1:05 Citizens Bank Business Person Special.
Who's hotter than the Dodgers? Boy, are they having a good year, and they've had a ton of injuries. Andy Van Slyke's kid hits a home run the other night to win a game for him.
Yeah, the most notable was Matt Kemp. But even without Kemp, they've won 6 in a row.
Unbelievable how well they're playing.
30 wins, 2 games ahead of the Baltimore Orioles for the best record.
Phillies would be 10 down in the loss column to them if they were in that division. So that's one of the things you can be thankful for.
0-1 the count to Freddie Galvis. 1 ball, 1 strike to Freddie. Off the end of the bat, a flare to center field. That's going to drop. Ruiz will stop at second. Phillies have first and second now with 2 outs, looking for a clutch 2-out base hit from the number 8 hitter, Mike Fontenot.
Manny just averaged in left field. Center and right, really strong arms. Now with 2 outs, Ruiz can get a break on contact. It's still tough to score him a lot of times from second base. And Juan Samuel right now is spreading his hands down there. That means get a walking lead. Give me a lead so I have a chance to score you.
A great conversation with Juan today about coaching third. Scott Bransky was asking him about the play the other night when Polanco didn't score. And he talked about where he stands when certain base runners are on. And that is the spot he said he stands when there's a runner at second. As Fontenot takes inside, it's 1-0.
He tell you about John Vukovich teaching him something?
No.
He said Vuk taught him how to where to stand when the ball is hit to right and right center field so that he doesn't get blocked out there. He said that's something he never forgot. And you stand on the other side of the coach's box when you're looking for that play. And he said he learned that from him and he's never forgotten it. Now in this case, he has a runner at second, so.
There's a looper toward right field. Here comes Harper. He dives. He won't get it. Ruiz will score. Galvis to third. 1-0 Phillies. An RBI single from Mike Fontenot. And the Phils take the early lead. Good job by Freddie Galvis, too. He's going on contact, but to get to third, who knows? A wild pitch, he could score another run.
Right, and as you say, he's got to be at third base on that play because with 2 outs and the ball kicked around the outfield, no other place to be, but it doesn't mean you're going to beat it. Good job by Chooch, a cleanup hitter. Got himself a broken bat flare and scored a run. All out of breath now. Now he's got to put the stuff back on, saying, Cole, take a pitch.
So here is Hamels, 235 on the year. No slouch whatsoever. 1-0 the count.
That made it a lot easier on the third base coach. kidding him the other day. Sammy's such a good guy, as you were saying. Said, so when you're a little kid in the Dominican Republic, all you want to do is dreamt about growing up to be a third base coach. Oh, man, he says it's been tough. He liked playing a lot better.
Don't they all?
Yeah, you can control it a little bit better when you're playing.
2-0 the count to Hamels. Well, the other day, the reason we were talking about it was we had talked to him about it yesterday a little bit about the Polanco play. And he said it, you know, with that particular play, when it's second and third, he'll tell the third, or remind the runner on third what he should do if the ball is hit, whether he goes on contact, whether he has to read this, that, or the other thing, or if there's a fly ball, go back and tag. If there's a liner, go back and tag, all that stuff. And then he has to worry about the second base, the guy on second base.
Right, he doesn't need him running up the guy if he's still there. You're making sure the guy on second, you're always telling him don't get doubled up on a line drive.
2-0 the count to Cole. Runners lead off. 3-0.
They really, they're catching Jackson right now. He's not sharp, and at least they have one off it. Forcing 2 outs with a pitcher up, but Cole Hamels running a 3-0 count. And as you said, he's no slouch up there.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, we check it in Miami. A little turn of events. Instead of the Rockies taking a 3-0 lead, the Marlins take a 3-0 lead.
They've been playing very well.
Hamels hits it sharply to second. Espinosa will flip to short to get Fontenot. The side is retired, but the Phillies strike first. They do so on an RBI single by Mike Fontenot. His first RBI into Phil's uniform. We go to the third. Phil's on top. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. And Wheels, please submit your answer on the subject line. Here's the question. What Phillies whiz kid was the inspiration for Bernard Malamud's book, The Natural, with main character Roy Hobbs? Got that one? Mm-hmm. Answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. I have to admit, I did not know this question or the answer. I didn't know that.
Do you know why it's that guy? All right, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Jesus Flores will start it off here in the third. It's 1 ball and no strikes. 2-0. Hamels 2 strikeouts through 2. He's allowed a walk. That was to Espinosa to begin the game.
That's a really neat question John came up with tonight.
John DeSangro, our associate producer.
Well, he always comes up with good questions, but that not only baseball. I mean, that's an entertaining question, wouldn't you say? Adds another element.
Educational.
Absolutely. All of the above. I'm probably wrong with the answer. I'm feeling so good about it.
Flores walks, second walk of the night.
Last thing you want there, and Cole Hamels knows it better than anybody. Look at him. He's so upset at himself. Like, how can I walk the 8-hole hitter after they just got me a lead? I mean, guys hit 8th for a reason. Now, right now, the old Cole Hamels would really be fried. You know, he's gotten a lot better. Looked like he blew off some steam there. Took a little walk. All right, now let's go get him.
Jackson squares, takes up high. 5 in a row out of the strike zone. It's 1-0. See Jackson's numbers. He doesn't have a whole lot of at-bats for his career, but 191 with 7 runs batted in. He showed bunt and took a hack.
Yeah, they gave him the. Normally they'll do that when they see an infielder's moving a lot. You know, you'll see that a lot of times first and second. You know, if they're putting bunt plays on, like wheel plays. And that play, they just gave him the butcher block play there and let him swing. Maybe they did. Maybe he did it on his own. But right now they get a throw. They want to throw over there to see if he would show bunt again, and he did. Porter going through the signs at third now. See if they take it off.
He squares, 1-2 pitch, bunted on, foul. So a strikeout for Hamels, his third of the night. And to the top of the order, and Danny Espinosa.
Well, it's always tough to bunt a catcher over. And, you know, the Phillies are thinking in that situation they're going to go to second if they had any play at all. Let them get the strikeout, that's fine.
Espinosa, a .219 hitter, walked at his first at bat and then was left at second base. He stole second. Out in front of a changeup, 0-1. Espinosa went to the same college that Vance Worley went to, Long Beach State. He was a shortstop when he played there. Made the conversion to second base with Ian Desmond having the shortstop duties for the Nationals. It was really the only way to play. He's behind 1-2. So Hamels ahead in the count here in the third. The Phillies up 1-0. Curveball called, strike 3, dropped right out in there. The first one of the night, back-to-back Ks for Hamels, and they're 2 away here in the third.
Yeah, he doesn't use that curveball much, and it really surprised Espinosa there. Out of nowhere with 2 strikes, and the hitter's going, oh no, I hope it's a ball. And it wasn't. Because I'm not going to be able to do anything with that.
So now Harper, who flied out to deep left his first time up, wave and a miss at a changeup. It's 0-1.
Harper, very, very aggressive hitter. You know, you can just tell he loves to hit, and he feels so confident as a hitter. So instead of a first ball fastball there, he gave him that changeup, big swing. There are guys that walk the home plate. and you could just tell they like to hit. And this kid, he wants to get up there and swing. I mean, he's got some patience, don't get me wrong on that, but he wants to swing the bat. Stands right on top of the plate, too. Got some pretty good plate coverage away. Now, last night, Diekman made him look kind of bad, but he made all those left-handed hitters look shaky last night. We'll see how close he is to the plate.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count with a runner at first. Runner goes, pitches taken for a ball. The throw to second is in time. I don't know what Flores was doing there. I guess he was trying the element of surprise. Ruiz took care of him with a little help from Galvis, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We played 2.5. Harper will get a clean count in the 4th, but the Phillies retire the Nationals here in the 3rd. Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. And by McDonald's, get a large sweet tea for $1. Well, the final night of this homestand for the Phillies. They're up 1-0. Juan Pierre will kick it off. Pierre walked and was doubled up his first time up. And he takes strike 1. '28th start of the season for Pierre in left field. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. He's looking out at Edwin Jackson. I think he had to move a little quick there to get out of the way of that one. I was with Juan today, Wheels, out in right field at the Citizens Bank kiosk for the introduction of another year of the Citizens Bank Helping Hands program, where Citizens Bank invites fans to bring some new or gently used gloves that will be distributed to the Phillies Junior RBI League throughout the year. Since this ballpark opened, Citizens Bank has had that kiosk out there. And Juan, who does so many good things on and off the field, was the Phillies representative for today.
Not surprising, as you said, he's a good person.
Flores holds on to that foul tip. And it's the 2nd strikeout. So 1 away. Here's Placido Polanco. Attention high school sophomores and juniors. Wheels, you don't qualify for this.
No,
Tell us how you're having an impact on the community through service. You must have a 3.0 GPA or equivalent. Visit Phillies.com/scholar for the Extraordinary Scholar of the Month. It's presented by Verizon Wireless and Cabrini College. The deadline to submit your entry is June 22nd.
Wouldn't have qualified back then either.
Sure you would have.
No way.
Troublemaker?
You know, not real serious.
Really?
Yeah. Got through, though.
1 ball, 1 strike to Polanco, who flied to right, was doubled up.
A little bit like, you know what I'm going to say. You know, like some people are a little bit like knee slappers. That was me back then. Everything was a joke. Everything was fun.
Got rid of it all back then, huh?
Most of it. Grew up kind of quick. It's a shame.
Broken bat. Soft ground ball. Desmond scoops it and fires on the run. So Polanco is the second out. And here comes Hunter Pence. Pence popped out his first time up. Foul territory. Charlie has discussed his lineup quite often this year. And, you know, folks ask him from time to time about adjustments to his lineup. Doesn't always like to talk about it. He feels like he's been around long enough where he can, you know, put the lineup out there that he is comfortable with, and it may not be the same from day to day. I think now he's kind of looking for a combination that might lead to some offense and to some victories.
Every day.
3-0 the count to Pence, who lost his hat.
Well, Hunter Pence dives, and that was a breaking ball, wasn't a fastball. It was a slider. But, you know, when you're diving like that and all of a sudden the guy throws a breaking ball at you, that can be a little bit, you know, you started it at him.
Ball 4, so he's taking 3-0.
Yeah.
Well, he's on for Carlos Ruiz.
And the swing he had last time up, he lost his right for a while to swing 3-0.
I think so.
When you pop up foul and you're a right-handed hitter down the first base line 3-0, you have lost your right to hit 3-0 probably for a little while.
How do you win it back?
Well, I think that's a feel from the skipper on, all right, maybe this time you'll pull it.
Carlos scored the only run of the night. That was in the last inning. What do you think about Pence running here at any point?
I think it'd be a great time to run if he feels comfortable enough to do it. And whether or not, I don't know if he's a green light guy or not, though. Right now, they got so many things going on. It's hard to tell what's happening. Doesn't have a big lead, but that doesn't mean he can't steal a bat. Davey Johnson, 2 guys right there have known each other a long time. Both of them played in Japan.
Carlos hits it hard through the hole on the left side, so this whole cleanup thing for Chooch has been pretty good so far. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, that's why we like to have a runner in scoring position there, but you know, it was early in the count. He hadn't made any attempt to run, and we don't know that he was allowed to either.
So 2 outs, and here's Victorino. He struck out his first time up. Shane has hit it in 4 consecutive ball games. And with Pence shifting to the 3-hole and Ruiz to the 4-hole, Victorino slides down to the 5 spot. It's still an RBI spot for him.
Here with a good runner. At second with 2 outs, will be off in the crack of the bat. do a lot of overshifting in their outfield. Once again, they're way over with Ankiel. Look where he is in left center field. Big alley in right center for Victorino, who does pull the ball that way, but when he's swinging well. And this guy's throwing a lot of sliders, too.
That time it was a changeup that faded outside.
Yeah, the first two pitches have been away, and they're pitching them away, playing them away. But they got him out with a back foot slider the first time.
Hitting left-handed. Here's the distribution of hits for Victorino. Pretty diverse. And he takes strike one. 2-1 the count to Shane.
Well, there was a fastball to hit.
Now the splits are not good for Jackson. Quite honestly, the first two nights, Gio Gonzalez and Jordan Zimmerman, they both ran deep counts throughout the game.
They're both beatable, but they played better overall than the Nationals.
Soft liner to right center. That's going to drop for a hit. Harper's having a tough time cutting it off. Pence scores. Ruiz to third. RBI double for Victorino. 2-0 Phillies.
That just seems so strange to me that they would play that defense and throw him soft stuff. You know, because they're giving him stuff to pull there. And that's exactly what Shane did. He got a changeup, bunch of changeups, all that room in right center field. And he does a great job with a high changeup there. Watch, it's up in the zone, out over the plate a little bit, hooks it. And look how much room there is to shoot the ball out into that area because of the way they had overshifted him the other way. Van Kiel is playing him basically in a normal spot. He'd hold him to a single there. And Shane is safe at second base, safe and secure with New York Life.
So 2-0 Phillies, and now they've got two more in scoring position. Their average with runners in scoring position the 4 games leading up to this one was horrific. But they've been able to cash in here tonight. Let's see if they can get some more.
Well, here they go again with this big overshift. This time with Wigginton, they go the other way to right center, but at least they pitched him away. There's something hard there. I mean, that was a hard slider, so they're looking for him to hit the ball, to leave that all open, pitch him away, and hit it out in the right center field area. So we noticed this the whole series how much they overshift. It's almost like the way Andrew Jones used to play hitters with Atlanta. I used to always wonder why he overshifted so much the way he could run. A lot of first pitch strikes for Jackson.
Andrew Jones, 10 Gold Gloves and 400 home runs for his career.
Is he good?
Oh boy, he had more than that, the home run wise. Strike.
We saw his first major league game too, Tom, at the Veterans Stadium when he broke in with the Braves. He played right field in that game.
He made a catch at Veterans Stadium. I don't remember what year it was, but it was a diving catch in the gap in left center that still to me is one of the best I've ever seen.
He was the closest to Mays in a long time.
Wigginton sends it the opposite way. Harper on the run. He gets there to make the catch down near his waist. And the side is retired. The Phils do score, but they leave a couple. So Jackson not sharp tonight, but he trails only 2-0 as we go to the 4th here in Philly. Like Boise fireworks paper in 29 vibrant colors from who? But W.P. Mason. Top of the fourth, it's 2-0. Phillies on top. Bryce Harper will lead it off. Ryan Zimmerman, Adam LaRoche against Cole Hamels, who's walked 2 so far. He struck out 4. Harper shows bunt and fouls it. It's 0-1. The Sarge joins us up here in the booth. You like that play?
Well, I mean, it's only 2-0 early in the ball game. I don't like it really early. And as a matter of fact, guys that can hit the ball out of the ballpark, I really don't like it at all, especially when you're hitting in that second, third, fourth spot. And I say that because eventually Harper will be in that third, fourth, fifth spot.
1 ball, 1 strike the count. 51st pitch of the night for Hamels, and it's a broken bat and a foul ball. 1-2. I didn't think you would like that.
Well, I mean, you know, you're down. Sometimes it just depends. You're not swinging the bat very well. I mean, to get on and the guy behind you being able to hit the ball out, anything you need to be able to get on. Say late in that ball game, you're down 2-0. Early, I like to take a chance on maybe hitting the ball in the gap or hitting the ball out. It's going to be a good match here for these two for years to come, and Cole continues to pitch him inside, and you have to.
2-2 the count to Harper. Little tapper foul. It remains 2-2. Carlos couldn't hang on. Harper just got a piece of that changeup.
Ball kind of ran in on him. That was a good pitch too, though. And Harper out in front, thinking that it was a fastball. Cole will throw that pitch anytime, that changeup.
He stopped himself as he went into the wind. Now a little stroll around the mound. Tough pitch to take, and now it's 3-2.
Basically, that's what I was saying there. It's a tough pitch to take. That slider, always a tough pitch to take because it does look like the fastball.
Ball 4. So Harper's aboard, a leadoff walk here in the 4th. And it's the 3rd walk issued by Hamels, the 3rd leadoff walk issued by Cole. Well, as we said, there was a lot of talk coming into this ball game about Bryce Harper and Cole Hamels, and Murph, both managers got a chance to chime in about it too.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Tom. You know, both managers asked about it before the game, and, you know, they both pretty much had the same message. They said they felt like it was over. It was taken care of in that game in Washington, and it should be left at that. But both of them also like to add a little bit of humor, and Charlie Manuel said, you know what, it'll be over if Cole Hamels is able to strike out Bryce Harper 3 times in this game. As a deep fly ball to Shane Victorino. It's underneath that. And watch Harper tag up on that one, guys.
Gets to second and hangs onto the bag.
So Davey Johnson also weighed in. He said, you know what, after the game, I felt like it was over too, but then Cole kind of ignited things with what he had to say. But Davey said, you know what, it just, to me, is just an offhanded comment for a left-handed pitcher, and we all know how that goes, guys.
Oh, boy. Well, you know, you're right about that, too. And I think really it was just really the talk. But for me, and looking at Bruce Keeson, who is a scout who's around here that I faced, now take a look at Harper as he tagged. Now, this guy here is going to be aggressive no matter what. That's just the way that he actually plays. But, you know, pitchers, they're going to continue. They're going to pitch inside. They're going to say different things to you. Shane going back on that. Didn't see that ball there at first. This is a time of night when it's a little bit haze, and he did get back, not able to get a lot on it where he had his body coming and throwing that ball there. But, again, catching it after not seeing it is really what you want. Don't want a mistake like that now.
Well, it's 2 balls and no strikes to Adam LaRoche, who grounded out his first time up. There's a strike on the inside corner. Toyota Major League Scoreboard. We take a glance at what's going on out in Ohio, where the Braves have taken a 1-0 lead over the Reds. Martin Prado has doubled in that ball game. Prado was thrown out earlier in the game trying to score for the Braves. Dan Uggla, a 438-foot home run against Bronson Arroyo, who can give up some long home runs.
Yeah, it's that slow curveball. If he times it just right. Uggla, a lot of power. Another one of those second basemen that hits around 30 home runs.
Toward the gap in left center field, on the run, Victorino. He gets there to make the catch. Harper trying to go to third. The throw on the run, not in time. That was a heck of a throw by Victorino.
Wow.
And there are 2 outs.
What a great jump. That ball slicing away from him. Not going to be able to get a lot on that.
Now this is the part of the game I think everybody likes, is what Harper has done. You know, he tags on a deep fly ball to center. A lot of guys do that. But the presence of mind to go back and even tag here, knowing that Victorino has a long run to get to that ball and then has to stop.
Good point there. And what he is judging there, as you see him going back, on whether or not the fielder is going to catch the ball. Now, with him being on third, he can score a variety of different ways. On an air, he can score. On a pass ball, he can score. So very important to get to third base, even though it's 2 outs.
So 2 away. Ian Desmond, the hitter. You have Ankiel, left-handed batter, on deck, and the righty Desmond at the plate. He goes right after him with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
Take a look at Shane as that momentum just kind of carries him on into left as he almost throws at the same time. He's just a good athlete.
Well, and his arm is definitely stronger, healthier this year.
Oh,
he's made some really good
yeah,
throws.
he has a plus on him.
Ball, 1 strike the count to Desmond. Curveball, popped him up. Left side of the infield. Freddie Galvis is there. He sees it okay, and Hamels works out of a jam here in the 4th. The leadoff walk, no problem. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Phillies up 2-0 here at Citizens Bank Park. affordable. Buy Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play Instant Millions, the new instant game for the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 years or older to play. Please play responsibly. Bottom of the order due up for the Phils as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Galvis, Fontenot, Cole Hamels. 2-0 Phillies. They were up 1-0 in last night's game. Galvis bunts in the air. Jackson calls everybody off. And there's one away. So 1 out now for Mike Fontenot. All right, so last night Phils were up to 1-0 lead and wound up losing the ballgame. Tonight it's a 2-0 lead. Charlie has changed this lineup up tonight. What do you think?
Well, you know what? I like it. Anytime you can take some pressure off of any of the players. Let's face it, they have been pressing, and that's for sure. Having Chooch there hitting fourth, he seems to be able to get hits anywhere that he is in the lineup. But moving Pence there in the third spot might really relax him a little bit. But they're going to need hitters for me from top to bottom, and especially that leadoff hitter getting on for me a little bit more.
All right, now we'll talk about the leadoff hitter in a little bit. But what is does it bother Chooch, you think, to put bat fourth? He said today it doesn't, but does it bother him? What's the thought on batting him cleanup instead of Victorino or Pence?
Oh, it's very simple. I mean, he's hitting the ball better than anyone. He's seeing the ball. And not only that, he's having really just a great at-bats. All of his at-bats are solid. He's either hitting that ball hard, and not only that, he's getting luck involved with that. Jam shots that are actually falling in.
Fontenot tried to hold up, but he went around, so that's a strikeout. 2 outs here in the fourth. And that'll bring Hamels to the plate. Well, I think that the point that you made is, to me, is the biggest one. Contact.
Oh, yeah.
Just making contact in the right way in that cleanup spot.
Yeah, that's why we talk about being in the right position in the batter's box to maximize your effort to be able to get a hit. If you're bailing on the ball and if you're off balance, very difficult to get a hit.
Hamels swings at the first pitch. This is a fast inning for Edwin Jackson. That is an understatement. 1-2-3 go the Phillies. The walk back to the dugout is going to take longer than the bottom of the fourth. We head to the fifth. 2-0 Phils. Irish Heritage Night, Tuesday, June 19th. The Phillies will start a 3-game series against the Colorado Rockies. The Thursday game, all fans will receive the MLB Network Drawstring Backpack. Tickets are available by going to Phillies.com. Top of the fifth. Cole Hamels has walked 3 so far. He hasn't allowed a hit through the first 4. Rick Ankiel, Xavier Nady, Jesus Flores. And a strike to Ankiel. It's 0-1.
so far, keeping these guys off balance, especially left-handed hitters, able to catch up to anything. That's an off-balance swing there. Staying ahead of the hitters. Don't have to throw a strike now.
Well, Ankiel doesn't bite. An update from Miami. See, this is what happens, Sarge. One team jumps out to a comfortable lead, and the other team comes crawling back. That's what's happening right now. It's 4-3 Miami over the Rockets.
Now, this is a huge game for the Phillies before they go on the road. Need to get some momentum going. Started playing teams a little bit tougher, smarter base running, good defense.
Off the end of the bat, Fontenot with the backhanded play, 1 out.
Oh. Pretty good play.
So Ankiel is the first out here in the 5th, and now Xavier Nady's the hitter. It's Xavier, Sarge, but it's Xavier University. The X is pronounced in Xavier's name.
Did you check with him?
I did. Launches that one foul. His dad goes by Xavier. Just like Junior goes by Junior and you go by Gary.
Yeah. Actually spoke with him a little bit earlier today. We'll get into that a little later.
1 ball, 1 strike to count to Nady.
Not much later, though, because these innings start to fly by. Oh, boy.
Curveball. 1-2 the count to Nady.
Well, I tell you, that's, for me, has been that biggest pitch for him. He's always had that change up, but when he starts to throw that curveball, see how the hitter is so off balance? Oh, now he can come back in with that heat. Oh, wow.
Another curveball. That one was a little up to the zone, but it was low enough for strike 3.
Oh, man alive. What a pitch. Kind of reminds you of that Sandy Koufax curveball. Although he started his a little bit higher and it dropped all the way down. Look at this. Whoa. Hitter's all the way off balance already, and that hitter, he just gave up on it. Whichever name he wants to go by, that's going to be a strikeout.
Jesus Flores walked his first time up. He takes high, 1-0.
You know, the thing about Cole, too, once he starts going and he gets into his rhythm, very difficult to hit, and he knows he's out there having fun. That's how you get that pressure away from him. Gotta have fun out there. Only way you have fun, gotta win ball games. Goes hand in hand.
On the hands, an easy play for Polanco. Flores does not run well at all. And a 1-2-3 inning for Hamels, his second one of the night. He picked up his 5th strikeout along the way. On to the bottom of the 5th at the top of the order when we get back.
Night.
Time for our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. How about the first career Major League home run for Eric Travis?
Oh, boy, that's one he'll definitely remember. And not only that, how about this? Straight away center field. He almost tears down that little wall in there. Here's your Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
Brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. And Eric was still pretty elated about that home run today, wasn't he, Murph?
Really was, and why not? You know, his first Major League home run, and it was great that they were able to get the ball back for him. I asked him about it. He said when he got to his locker today, there it was, all polished up and written on, first Major League home run. Frank Koppenbarger and the great staff in the clubhouse taking care of that. And I said, so did you call anybody? Did you call mom and dad or anything? He said, no, not really. He said, but I did get a ton of text messages when he got finished the game last night. He had to go through all of them and answer all of those, but he was still pretty excited today about it.
Yeah, well, he should be there, Murph, too. The home run, no matter whether or not you win or you lose. Now, you take a look at them trying to actually find the ball. Hopefully, it's the same one and not an Easter egg hunt out there. But again, to get that and put that on the mantle, that is just awesome.
Juan Pierre shoots one to right. Harper going back, and he juggled it, made the catch. Ball popped right out of his glove. It looked like an Easter egg, and he was able to keep his concentration and retire Pierre.
Yeah, he got back on that pretty good. Now take a look at it again. This guy here has a good arm, pretty good fielder. You can see how he never actually gave up on the ball is the key for me right there. He keeps his eyes right up there, and then he just cradles it. Pretty good play.
One set aside. Placido Polanco stands in.
Yeah, I got to keep reminding myself this kid is 19, and again, to be able to play in the major leagues, to be able to hit, hold your own. What? Looking at a pretty long career, providing that he doesn't get injured.
Does he go back down, or is he up here for good?
Oh, I think he's here for good. Oh, there's no doubt in my mind. Yeah.
Desmond charges a half a step. So 2 outs. Hunter Pence, who walked and scored in the third, and popped out.
I think he's trying to slow things down for himself here a little bit. I noticed that he's been doing just that, taking pitches, just to be able to get a look at the ball. But, again, he's one of those hitters that he's out, for me, has to remain aggressive because this is the way he's always hit. Once you start doing something else, now you're going to have other problems. He just needs to recognize the pitch a little better for me, determine whether or not it's a fastball or slider, and whether or not a pitcher wants to pitch with you. That's a pitcher's pitch.
Well, Greg Gross has been working with the guys this entire year, trying to get them consistent. He's been a pretty good ear to listen to. He's had a pretty good ear to listen to them too.
Yeah.
I mean, a hitting coach, they work their tail off.
Well, he's in the cage all the time, sleepless nights, thinking what he can do with each and every one of the hitters to make them better. You can teach them, you can tell them to do whatever they need to, but once they get to the batter's box, it's up to them. That's why for me, I mean, I never like putting the blame on the hitting coach. It's always, for me, that individual. And that's what Dallas Green would do. He wouldn't say go to the hitting coach. He'd tell the guys to go to the players, from Mike, myself, to Joe Morgan, and explain why you're not hitting. And I think for me, that's a good thing. Take the pressure off of the manager and off of the hitting coach. Let the guys explain their, what's the problem.
Pence launches one straight away center field, and Keel is back there, and he'll put it away. So the Phillies go down in order for the second consecutive inning. Now 7 in a row retired by Edwin Jackson. We've completed 5. We move to the 6th. The Phillies nursing a 2-run lead. Arguably the top catcher in the National League through the first 2 months of the season. Carlos Ruiz's defense has, and always will be solid behind the plate for the Phils. His offense has advanced to a whole nother level. Chooch has been there with run production for his team when it was needed the most. This will hopefully lead to a well-deserved first All-Star appearance. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Now more than ever, we're here for you every step of the way. Well, as Doc said last night after the ball game, he's their best player, and he has been this year so far. That's Carlos Ruiz, who settles back behind the plate to begin the 6th. Cole Hamels will face 9, 1, and 2. Edwin Jackson, Danny Espinosa, Bryce Harper. With the Phils on top 2-0. Jackson tried to bunt his last time up, and he struck out as he bunted the 3rd strike foul. That's a pretty good cut right there.
Yeah, it sure was. I think yesterday, too, with Chooch getting kicked out, gives you an indication of how much he cares about the guys that he's catching for.
You said something, I mean, we were talking about it before, but you said something that it was so true. I mean, the umpires, you're not supposed to argue balls and strikes, and Gary Cedarstrom gave him no slack at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is a rule. You don't argue balls and strikes. If you do, you can be kicked out of the ball game. But one of the reasons I respect the umpires back in the day, because you could say what you wanted to say. There were no grudges at all that were held. Each ball game was a new ball game, and whatever happened, they left it there.
6 strikeouts now for Hamels. And 64 on the season. One out here in the 6th. I think there are umpires that you can have that same sort of relationship with that you talk about. It's not, it isn't the same though, because there's not National League umpires, American League umpires. It's not the same one. You don't see the same ones all the time.
Well, you don't, but I think most of the guys, they know the umpires, and I think to be a good hitter, and talk with Albert Pujols about that, even though he's not hitting now.
Here we go,
you want to make sure that you know the umpire. You know his strike zone even. Yeah, that was false hustle on your part there, Tom.
It was only a couple rows below us.
Almost knocked me out of the chair there. You want no part of that ball.
Oh, 1 the count to Espinosa. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Cole just taking a stroll around the mound. I think Larry's giving whoever had that foul ball a very hard time right now, Larry Anderson. You think he would have caught it?
Well, yeah. Who, Larry?
Yeah. A liner to left. There's the first hit of the night for the Nationals, as Espinosa's going to get to second. So a 1-out double. And the crowd acknowledging Hamels' effort so far tonight.
Yeah, very knowledgeable fans here. That was a cutter there. Espinosa up to the task as he cracks the bat, but ends up getting a hit out of that, ends up getting a double out of that.
So a runner in scoring position with one away. It's only the third runner to get into scoring position for the Nationals tonight. Bryce Harper, who walked and was left at third in the fourth, flied out to left. Gets that one through the hole on the right side. Espinosa's being waved tall. Pence is up with it. Here's his throw to the plate on one hop. Ruiz hung on. Out at the plate is Espinosa. What a play by Carlos Ruiz.
Wow. Well, I got to tell you, this guy is as tough as nails. Look at the throw here. All that momentum as he just lets that ball go. One hop, look at it. Shoot sticks right in there with him. Here it is again there. You can see Zimmerman telling him, get down, get down. Can't get down enough as he's tagged out. Coming in to home plate right on the elbow there.
Well, it was a heck of a throw. It was a well of a play by Ruiz.
Yeah, that ball, too, was up high enough there that Harper really should have been on second base. Matter of fact, that's one of those times where you want him to cut the ball, and you don't mind getting out for that run to be able to score.
The throw over, and Harper's back without a tag. That's not an easy catch by. I mean, that ball, it wasn't a short hop, but there wasn't a lot of room between that ball bouncing and getting to Ruiz.
Yeah, well, again, too, he stayed low on it. Most important thing is you got to be able to catch the ball.
You know who's proud of that play right there is Mick Billmeyer. I mean, he works very hard with these catchers, and he's been along the way with Carlos Ruiz the whole tour through the big leagues.
And that's a scary play for a catcher. Oh, he's looking at the ball coming in all the way. All he hears is footsteps as he comes in. And just puts one heck of a tag on him to be able to keep him at nothing here.
0-1 the count. Harper's at first. Liner to right field. Another base hit. Harper stops at second. So 3 straight hits for the Nationals, but 2 outs here in the 6th. Comcast Sportsnet is the best place to go for total Sixers Eastern Conference semifinals coverage. Get a breakdown of the Sixers-Celtics playoff matchup with expert analysis and exclusive reports on Drive Time tomorrow night at 10:30 on Comcast Sportsnet. Sixers are across the street right now playing the Boston Celtics. Adam LaRoche is the hitter. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1. And there you go. Sixers up 1. 24-23. It's early, Sarks. It's not a final score.
Well, not a final as of yet. Nice for him to win this one. Take a look at this kid, Bryce Harper. His secondary lead. Well, he kind of does it the way you should. He's got the momentum and reading the ball. If he gets into the dirt, that's why he should. Look at that lead there.
Fontenot backs up on it. Hamels is going to get out of this inning. And he has a couple of guys to thank for it. Hunter Pence is the first one, but the big guy is Carlos Ruiz. who stood his ground on a great throw from right field to retire Danny Espinosa. Watch this one again. It's so worth watching all the way around. Look at that play by Carlos Ruiz to get the elbow of Danny Espinosa. See your local Chevy dealer. Visit ChevyDealer.com. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospital. Call 1-800-JEFF now for an appointment. And by Nissan's National 10 event. For a limited time, get bonus cash on Altima and Rogue. Visit ChooseNissan.com or your local dealer. Last of the 6, 2-0 Phillies. Ruiz, Victorino, and Wigginton. Against Edwin Jackson, who's retired 7 in a row. Phillies will hit the road after this ball game. They'll be in St. Louis for 4, and then New York for 3 to take on the Mets.
Wow. Very important games, and those teams have been playing pretty good. Boy, look at that average, 354, very steady, on base percentage, over 400. Boy, what a year he is having, and no question in my mind, and he should be the #1 catcher starting in that all-star game for me.
Well, voting is open now. It has been for a little while. First pitch to Ruiz to begin the 6th. Takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes. And we're going to a place where they got a pretty good catcher in Yadier Molina. Carlos is having a better year.
Yep.
Toward left center field. Long run for Ankiel's not going to get it. It's a 3-hit night for Ruiz. He's going to try for 2, and he's there sliding.
Oh. Boy, he's almost just taking the whole game over himself.
Why not?
And you know what? Sometimes that's what you need as a player. You need somebody to stand up, but not stand up talking-wise. Stand up by doing it on the field, and he is certainly doing that. Hitting the ball to left field, right field. This one into left center as he hits that ball. More center field. Hitting him so hard, a pop-up slide that the outfielders can't get him. Hitting the ball with authority tells you that he's just seeing that ball, and he's been doing that since spring training.
Well, now it's Victorino's job to get him over, get him in. He bunts up the first base line. It'll get him over. 3 unassisted.
Well, what? That's a great play for me. I mean, sacrificing himself to be able to get in the run. That's an unselfish play, you know.
Well, this is where Juan Samuel now is talking to Carlos Ruiz about what to do here. Now, they're playing the infield in.
Right.
He said with 1 out, it would depend on the base runner whether they would go on contact. Here, they're not going to go on contact.
But no, they won't go on contact. And sometimes you're right. I've seen that infield in where they go on contact, and you're hoping that fielder actually ends up maybe booting the ball. You see Charlie talking there with Shane.
Wiggins to take strike one. It's 0-1.
No, and the thing too, Shane has a difficult time at times to pull the ball over in that situation. So he made sure by getting the runner over, by bunting that ball right to the right side. That's where you want to bunt it.
Ruiz over third, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, he set him up really pretty good. Fastball, first pitch inside, check swing, 95 on the outside part of the plate. Probably a little breaking ball here.
There you go. 2 outs.
Only reason I know that, I struck out on so many of them, I can almost read them like a book here. I mean, really, that dot, you got to be able to pick that dot up. And tell you what, some situations you have, you either get a hit or get hit. And good pitch there by Jackson. You got to give him a little credit.
Well, now it's up to Freddie Galvis.
Now, these are the type of pitchers you want to really be able to capitalize when you can, and you have head runner there on third base. Jackson actually went to another gear there against Ty Wigginton.
Well, Galvis went fishing above his eyes. Yankee will make the catch. So the Phillies unable to get that run in from third, even though Ruiz led off with a double here in the 6th. So they leave Ruiz at third. We've completed 6. We head to the 7th. It's 2-0. Phil's on top. After popping up to finish off the bottom of the 6th inning. It has been an issue for the Phillies, just not being able to get the run in from third. With less than 2 outs, here's our game summary. Cole Hamels has been a big storyline. So has Carlos Ruiz.
Yeah, took a no-hitter into the 6th inning. And Carlos Ruiz, a big night out of the 4-hole. Edwin Jackson, he's been on and off tonight, but he's only given up 2 runs. And as you just said, they had a heck of a chance here to get that third run. And they just leave so many guys at third base with less than 2 outs. And, it just has to get better.
Ian Desmond tonight is 0 for 2. He's grounded out. He's also popped out to third. Hamels just threw him a very good changeup to begin the at-bat.
Notice how many times they swung first pitch at him tonight. A lot. And he has started a lot of hitters with off-speed pitches, sensing that they're attacking him early.
I wonder if part of that was, if he took that out of his last outing. I don't remember if he threw a lot of first pitch fastballs in his last out.
I don't either. But tonight, he has thrown a lot of off speed early because they're swinging so early.
Swing and a miss. Changeup. One away. 7 strikeouts. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They were interested in a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Keel takes inside. Broke his bat. Oh boy, the bat chased the ball. It hit the ball out toward the edge of the infield.
Yeah, and if it hit it, it's one of those things.
Part of the play.
Yeah, it's in play. I remember seeing a bat go that far like that and almost hitting the baseball as it was going along. There it is, just saws him off. Look at the bat going right by the baseball all the way out there to Fontenot.
Right there, it hit him.
Yeah, right there. You're saying it could have misdirected it into the outfield for a base hit there, but it didn't.
So 2 outs here in the 7th. On that ground out, 43,926. Jay McLaughlin just let us know in the press box here at Citizens Bank Park.
And he's an old man because he turned 50 today.
Happy birthday, Jay. Yeah. 50 years old.
Hard to believe. Does a great job announcing the attendance there, among other things here at the ballpark.
Yeah, he does a fabulous job behind the scenes with a lot of the statistics that are provided throughout the organization.
Jay has always been a guy that really knew how to work with numbers and valued employee here at the ballpark.
And if you saw during the offseason, the MLB Network had a game show which featured one employee from each team in Major League Baseball, and he was the Phillies representative.
And I like to say that many years ago I had the honor of being asked to be a part of his and Mary Claire's wedding. So that was really nice that they had me as a part of their wedding. I knew you'd like that.
You better remember his 50th birthday then.
Yeah.
How was the bachelor party?
I can go to that. You probably didn't want me to get in the way. We don't need the old guy at the bachelor party.
Out in front is Nady. That's 3-2. Well, happy birthday, Jay.
Been announcing a lot of sellouts lately. Last few years.
Hamels in the wide, the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got it with a changeup. 8 strikeouts for Hamels. A 1-2-3 7th inning. And Nady was flat out overmatched on that last pitch from Cole Hamels. Hamels has been on top of his game tonight. Certainly showed it here in the 7th. Time to stretch at the ballpark. Wheels. What Phillies whiz kid was the inspiration for Bernard Malamud's, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, his book, The Natural, with main character Roy Hobbs?
It was Eddie Wakis, and Eddie Wakis was shot in the Edgewater Beach Hotel, Tom, which is north of Chicago on the lakefront, by, I believe, a deranged fan stalker named Ruth Steinhagen. That was my memory. I don't know. I have to look that one up. But Eddie Wakis had years left after that. He recovered from the gunshot wound, but he was okay. But evidently, from what I heard, he was still a good player, but not the player that he was when he was shot.
Never broke the lights.
No, but I think in the movie he gets shot, right?
Gets shot. Yeah,
that's the idea.
Great movie.
Yeah.
I can't believe that it came out in 1984.
Wow. Robert Redford, who played a lot of baseball, and you could tell had played baseball because some of those old baseball movies, when you saw William Bendix,
he didn't swing that well.
It wasn't too good.
No. Gary Cooper, they had to reverse the film on that one.
Yeah, that wasn't real good either.
Log back out to Phillies.com and find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans.
I think William Bendix played Ruth, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
And Gary Cooper played Lou Gehrig. And a pride of the Yankees. Mike Fontenot starts it off here in the seventh. And it's 1-1 to Fontenot, who is 1 for 2. Drove it a run in the second, struck out in the fourth.
I think Carl Graber does such a great job. The stats up here for us. We're talking about it looked like a lot of guys are swinging at the first pitch at Hamilton tonight. How about 12 batters have swung at the first pitch? So they picked up on that, he and Carlos, and not challenging them first ball fastball because they're not taking.
Phillies trying to win this game, and if they do, and if they get some help from Cincinnati, after all the issues that they've had, and they've had issues obviously, they could be just 4.5 out. I mean, it's still early, but you don't want to fall too far back, and you want to gain ground when you can.
Well, and you keep losing these games at home. That's what kills you. I mean, losing period, but now you go on the road for 7 tough games after having a mediocre homestand. Then you come home and face Florida, the Miami, and the Dodgers. So tonight would be nice to win.
Fontenot golfs one to deep right over the head of Harper. Also in the second, he's going to get there sliding. Second hit of the night for Fontenot.
Well, he got one over his head.
Well, and here we go again. Leadoff batter aboard with a double. And Cole Hamels, who will be charged with bunting Fontenot over to third. Victorino did it in the last inning.
Yeah, there's a pitch, and Mike doing a good job when he's getting a chance to play here now, golfing that ball. You have a bunch of things now. You want him to get him over, but you have a guy on deck that doesn't hit deep fly balls.
That's true too.
And they'll play the infield in on Pierre. But first things first, let's see what happens with Cole.
Cole squares and bunts it. Deadens it toward the mound. No play at third. The sacrifice is successful. So one away and a runner at third. Comcast Sportsnet's Phillies at the Beach viewing party. You can see Hamels receiving the standing O from the folks over the dugout. It's live from Atlantic City on Memorial Day at Arkansas Avenue and the beach. It's brought to you by Comcast Sportsnet. It's a free event to all fans. Enjoy watching the game at the beach and the big screens. The Phillies take on the Mets at 1 o'clock. It's weather permitting. If you want more information on it, because the Fanatic will be there, go to Phillies.com/beach for that information.
Well, here we go. And the weakest thrower is left field, and that's where, he hits a lot of his fly balls. That's Nady.
Fontenot does run well. Pierre takes a strike.
And obviously, after what happened the other night, balls lined to the outfield. You have nothing to do as a runner except go back and tag up. Take a walking lead off third in case the ball bounces away. And after the pitch is thrown, then you have to be ready.
Oh, the squeeze is on. The bunt is successful. The Phillies will score the suicide squeeze. Pierre gets the RBI. The putout goes 1-4, 3-0 Phillies.
Look at him smiling now. Charlie is not adverse to that play. I've talked to him about it so many times, but he says, well, give me a combination one time that I could use.
Yeah.
He had a good runner and he had a good bunter. Here's his combination. As soon as the pitch is thrown, you break And Juan Pierre, the odds are very, very good that he will get the ball down and in play. Fontenot is a good runner. So you see Chuck the next time, you say, well, did you have the combination to do it? Yes, I did. And they did it. It's hard to have that kind of combination nowadays with the players that, you know, the players aren't used to doing those kind of things.
I think the last time they did it, wasn't Ruiz involved? Didn't he bunt the ball? Well, we'll find out.
I don't know.
I think that was the last suicide squeeze.
Great job by Pierre. I think one of the best jobs there is they both got the sign.
Fly ball to right center, and Keel floats over. Side is retired. The Phillies get the insurance run in the 7th that they tried to get in the 6th. And they take a 3-0 lead as we go to the 8th. Well, here you go, folks. You may not see it for quite a while, but it worked effectively here at the bottom of the 7th. Pierre and Fontenot on the suicide squeeze to give the Phils a 3-0 lead. Honda dealer right now for great deals. Only Honda is a Honda. By Citizens Bank, we're for homes. Talk to us today about how we can help you, guide you to the loan that's right for you. And by WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. And by Toyota. 0-1 the count to Jesus Flores as we start the 8th. 0-2 the count. John Mayberry's in to play left field. Juan Pierre just executed the suicide squeeze to give the Phils a 3-0 lead. Jose Contreras is warming in the pen. Flores shoots it down the right field line. Long run for Pence. And it's off his glove. It's a fair ball. And Flores on his way to second, thinking about third. Fontenot's throw to third is not in time. Jesus Flores does not get many 3-base hits. And there's a triple to start the 8th.
Pence taking a look, taking another look, and can't quite get to it. Definitely a fair ball. And now it's in the corner for so long that the catcher winds up at third base. That extra run they just picked up now really looks sweet. Play the infield back here, and they gladly give up a run for an out.
And a pinch hitter, Steve Lombardozzi, will bat for the Nationals. Pence made a heck of a throw, heck of a defensive play his last time up, and I think Flores, I don't know if he's having trouble catching his breath or he's dizzy, but the athletic trainer for the Nationals comes out just to make sure. That's been a black hole, that position.
Last thing they need, Tom, is another catcher getting hurt. That's for sure. Let's see him coming into third. You know, as you said, the catcher's not used to going for a triple. He goes in on a belly whomper there. He might have just been out of gas. He doesn't hit his head, does he, or his chin? Nope. He just might just be sucking wind down there. Back there catching the whole game, then legging out a triple in the 8th inning.
Well, Bardozzi takes a strike. Switch hitter, batting right-handed, a .321 hitter.
He's going to have the bullpen ready.
Little floater, shallow left. Galvis going out. Tough play, makes the catch. Wow. What a play by Freddie Galvis with his back to the infield.
Kidding me? Whoa! Saw a lot of white too. It looked like. Boy, is that an athletic play? Man. Look at this. Oh, and he caught. Oh, he was pulling it out of his glove. That's why you see the white so fast. Look at the way he catches it, and then reaches the other way for it. Catches it with both hands, and see how quick he had it out of his glove to throw. And good base running by Flores there.
Well, he's made two very nice plays today at shortstop. One earlier on a ball hit by Desmond, and that one right there, which was you're not going to find many guys that can make that play. Here's Espinosa.
No, and that was the advantage too of having the 3-run lead, playing the infield back there. If you had to play the infield in that situation, that's a hit.
Phillies defense for the first month of the year was the best in the National League. It hit some rough patches as the second month was upon us. But they've played very well tonight as that ball fouled off the knob of Espinosa's bat and got a piece of Ruiz.
Boy, they get beat up.
Sean Ficasny is trotting out to check out how Carlos is doing.
Not well right now.
Right wrist, is that what Polanco was just pointing to?
Oh, I hope not. Oh. I was hoping it was off his foot. No. Oh, jeez.
It didn't hit the knob of the bat. It hit the bat. There's Eric Kratz. He and Brian Schneider are the other two catchers for the Phillies. Kratz added to the roster when Jimmy was put on his paternity leave.
Everybody just taking a deep breath right now and hoping this guy's okay.
A murmur from the crowd as Charlie Manuel comes out.
Brings the umpire out with him, Barksdale, and wave off the trip to the mound. Here's another look at it. And he has his hand back where he won it.
Well, you heard Carlos and Barksdale both yell. One yelled foul. The other one seemed like he yelled in pain for obvious reasons.
Now they want to see if he can throw.
Playing catch with Fontenot, and looks like he's okay. Well, they love him here in Philadelphia for a variety of reasons. And he'll go back to work. So will Hamels with 109 pitches. A runner at third, one out, top of the 8th. Phillies up 3-0. Change up, whacked foul, 1-2.
Cole Hamels, he's thinking strikeout, don't let any runs score. Now he's ahead of him 1-2.
3 times tonight, counting this time, he's had a runner at third.
Coming out, change up.
1-2. Just got a piece of it.
It was a good one. See Carlos sneak inside a little bit in case he's peeking or listening for a sound, and then go back out for the changeup.
You see the bullpen, Contreras and Bastardo both loosening up. Jose has been warming for a while, so he's just hanging right now. Grounder toward third. Flores will freeze at third. The out is recorded, 2 away.
How about that? Infield all the way back, but with a guy who doesn't run very well and maybe gassed anyway from that triple, he doesn't try to score. And I don't know if Polanco's even going to throw home if he runs. Look how far back he is. You think he'd be, you know, he checks him back just to make sure and then throws to first. I don't know. Because you don't want to throw home on that play necessarily, because if you hit the runner, something goes wrong, you got a problem. Maybe you got an inning on your hands.
Well, Harper, the hitter, and he takes inside, 1-0. Over to shortstop. Should be an easy play for Galvis. It is. Harper's retired. Hamels works out of a runner at third. Jam here in the 8th inning. 6-3 on the putout. No runs. 1 hit. 1 man left. Take a picture of this one, folks. This is one of the better plays you'll see on this night of baseball. Freddie Galvis from his shortstop position, saving Cole Hamels. Three night games and a day game. 2 of the night games will feature the Xfinity Fireworks Show. That's right, Monday the 25th, Tuesday the 26th. Get your tickets now by checking out Phillies.com. Between innings, Cole Hamels, 8 solid tonight for the Phillies. Congratulations from Charlie Manuel. He did a heck of a job. Jonathan Papelbon is warming up. Boy, did he get some help from Freddie Galvis.
That was a great play by Freddie Galvis. Hey, that question tonight was fun. I think a lot of people really enjoyed it. That Eddie Wake's question, you know, Skip Clayton, who knows everything about the Whiz Kids, said Eddie Wake's was shot. His lifetime batting average at the time was .296, finished up at .285. Not the same hitter, but in his opinion, still the best fielding first baseman in Phillies history. Wow, he was that good. And if Skip says that, it's good enough for me.
Now, did he finish up with the Phillies?
I don't know. Skip will know. He played for. No, I don't know.
We'll get Skip Clayton on the phone.
We can look that one up. Carl can handle that one for us.
Take your phone calls on who the best fielding first baseman is in Phillies history. Henry Rodriguez, you just saw, will take over here in the 8th. Hunter Pence will settle in. It will be Hunter Pence and then Carlos Ruiz.
And stay loose now with this guy.
came in the other night when the Phillies were down 2-0. They scored a run. He didn't last the inning, though. Sean Burnett finished it up.
Well, they're getting him out of that closer's role as Davey Johnson right now. So he's bringing him in here for an inning, trying to get him straightened out without a lot of pressure on him. Whoops.
Nobody in the Nationals bullpen throwing. Jonathan Papelbon throwing in the Phillies bullpen.
That was just a tremendous job by Cole Hamels tonight. Again. Oh. It can't be fun to hit off a guy like this. You know, I mean, he's almost dangerous to hit off. You throw that hard and you're all over the place. Pence is a diver anyway. And this thing's coming at you almost 100 miles per hour.
Flores had no chance to catch the
Can't even catch it. And the umpire, how about the umpire, Barksdale? He's getting out of there too. Makes me think of that Mike Schmidt. I was telling you guys that story the other day. There was a guy when Schmidt played named Juan Tyrone Eichelberger, and he was all over the place. And he used to, Schmidt didn't like to hit off him like a lot. And he said that guy should be banned from the game. He used to say about Eichelberger. Well, I'm sure some people feel that way about Rodriguez when they have to face him.
Well, there's ball 4. They call him JT Eichelberger.
I don't remember it being called JT, but he was effectively wild because nobody liked to hit off him.
All right, Wheels, time now for a Coors Light freeze cam. You like defense? We got some.
How about that short hop right there that Carlos Ruiz, good throw from Pence, but a short hop with a runner coming at you that you can't see. And look at this play by Freddie. Catches it, and look at him pop up and ready to throw. Hits the pocket of the glove, keeps it in there, and before he gets up, he's got it in his hand, ready to throw in case a guy tags up and goes to third. Two great defensive plays tonight.
Brought to you by Frost Brew, Coors Light.
Cole had 114 pitches tonight, 25 foul balls mixed in there.
Carlos will bat here in the 8th.
That's a good sign.
Yep. He has a 3-for-3 night going from the cleanup spot. First time he's ever hit cleanup in the big leagues. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike.
Then he'll do that. See, that's not right. Throw 100 mile an hour all over the place and then drop a hook on you. Another one.
Just can't command the fastball. Not that he commanded the breaking pitch, but he can't command the fastball.
I watch this guy every time I see him. I think if he would throw 94 or 95, he'd be all right. But I think he just wants to throw and then look at the radar gun. If he would back off a little bit, he'd have better command of his fastball.
There goes the runner. Pitch is high. The throw in time. So Pence is caught stealing for the first time this year. I guess the thought is this guy is wild everywhere, that maybe he'd be wild. It would go right on past Flores and it would be a tough pitch to handle.
Yeah, it was like a pitch out almost because it was up.
Victorino on deck. The 3-2 pitch. A looper down the right field line. And Carlos is retired for the first time tonight. 2 outs for Victorino. Shane's 1 for 2 tonight. He had an RBI double in the 3rd. again, if the Phillies can hang on and the Braves wind up losing in Cincinnati, the Phillies would be 4.5 back in the division.
Game's 1-1 in the 8th.
Yeah, just went to the 8th. Tyler Pasternicki, the shortstop for the Reds, just made a, I don't understand, a pretty nice play to finish up that inning. Meanwhile, down in Miami, Boyers, what did we say before? Don't get out to an early lead.
You called that one tonight. The other night you said, uh-oh, they're ahead. Tonight, just the opposite. Nice call.
Miami was up 3-0 in that ball game. Victorino smokes one deep to right field. Harper going back. Warning track wall. Gone! Into the second row. 4-0 Phillies.
And yeah, you still use Papelbon.
Because the Phillies need this win. The cushion is invaluable. Victorino, home run number 6. It's his second RBI of the night. And Sue Rohr of Claymont, Delaware, you've just won $100 courtesy of the McDonald's home run jackpot.
We got to 3-2 and he turned that 97 around. The pitch was in on him a little bit, middle in, and he just dropped the bat head on it. Watch, he doesn't have far to go. And this, what, second row?
Second row.
Bounces back on the field.
Great camera. Ball 1 strike to count to Wigginton.
Papelbon, you know, there's 2 outs in the inning. He is throwing his last pitches out there. Is Shane pretty happy about that homer? He's throwing his last pitches out there. He is in full lather, ready to come into the game, so they're going to use him.
Fly ball, shallow right center field. Harper calls off Ankiel. Phillies tack on another run. They've tacked on a run in the 7th, a run here in the 8th. Victorino, the solo home run. It's not a save situation, but Pap's coming on as we go to the 9th. For expert analysis and exclusive player reactions on Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance, right here after the game. Jonathan Papelbon is in. The Phillies lead it 4-0 thanks to a home run by Shane Victorino. First home run, Murph, since the 3rd of May.
Yeah, it's been a while for Shane Victorino, and as you can imagine, guys, a lot of relieved faces and a lot of happy faces down in the Phillies dugout when Shane got back to the dugout and finished giving everybody a high five. He walked down to the end of the dugout where I was, and he said, 3:30 and a half. And I said, hey, man, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. That's exactly right. For Victorino, it was home run number 6 on the year. 2 RBIs from the 5-hole. So, you know, the 3, 4, and 5 combination. Pence has walked twice, but Ruiz has 3 hits. Victorino has 2 hits. It's kind of paid off tonight as Papelbon gets set for his 18th ball game.
You could see in that replay, he gave it a little skip after he hit it, too, like he thought it was out.
I thought off the bat it was gone, but, you know, the last couple of days, the ball hasn't been carrying for the Phillies the way you'd expect it to. And that ball, you know, was pretty high.
It was so high, and I thought it was a home run, too. And I know, well, no, but it appeared he thought it was, too.
So Papelbon will pick up for Cole Hamels, who was outstanding through 8 tonight, struck out 8. He allowed just 4 hits. He didn't allow a hit until the 6th. And Ryan Zimmerman's the first batter for the Nationals. And the first pitch over for a strike. That home run by Victorino, and each one hit by the Phillies this season. One tree will be planted by the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society as part of Home Runs for Trees, a partnership between the Phillies, PHS, and Aramark. Home Runs for Trees is part of a Plant 1 Million, a project to restore the region's tree coverage. Go to Phillies.com/redgoesgreen.
Speaking of trees.
Oh, no. Swing at this. It's 0-2.
The
trees, bushes, and flowers.
Right.
Wheels, take it away.
The horticultural stuff around here is taken care of by Pam Hall and her crew. Mike Bookholder has nothing to do with that part of it. So we gave Mike the credit last night, and Mike does a great job with the field. Pam, nice job with the flowers, the bushes, the ivy. And we still don't know what they are, but we'll find that out later because we were told by enough people today we had the credit going to the wrong people.
It is beautiful, though.
Yeah, so we want to straighten that out.
Gorgeous.
We'll move on later with the type of foliage. What a make good that was.
Now, Pam, you have to email Wheels every time there's a change in the flowers around the ballpark.
You don't have to do that.
Yes, you do.
Just bring us.
You always update us. The 1-2 pitch. Got him. At the knees, a fastball at 95 from Cinco Ocho.
Yeah, you know, you don't have quite the same adrenaline rush. At least these guys normally don't. But I think he's got a pretty good one tonight, even though it's not a save. Because they need this so much tonight to win a game against a good team like the Nationals, who have been dominating them.
Well, every time the Phillies retire the opposing team 1-2-3, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long. Adam LaRoche, the hitter. Outside, 1-0. That just missed. LaRoche 0 for 3, 0 for 9 in the series. Those pitches are just missing off the outside corner. Just missing.
And he's throwing a lot of fastballs tonight. He has a good one.
On Marple Township Little League night.
Is that right?
Here at the ballpark. The Phillies are up 4-0.
That was the opposition Little League when I was a kid. We were in Newtown, Edgemont. Marple was the Broomall kids. That's a good job by LaRoche. You know, just stand there. The pitches, you said, Tommy, are close. But, you know, they're being called balls, and they're just trying to get base runners. Harper's had a pretty good game.
Pretty good series. 3-1 pitch coming to LaRoche. Ooh, that's a rocket to right field. And the first run of the night for the Nationals comes on a home run by Adam LaRoche, his first hit of the series. And it's now a 4-1 ball game.
He's hit a bunch of them in this yard for different teams.
So LaRoche now 1 for 10 in the series. And with one out, Ian Desmond will be the hitter.
Well, he just challenged him here. Jonathan Papelbon thinking the same thing. Well, I'm not going to walk him with a 4-run lead. Let's throw him a fastball, and he just happened to get it down and in. And ooh, did he lose that one in a hurry?
Here's Ian Desmond, who's 0 for 3. Desmond takes inside, 1 ball and no strikes. By the way, Wheels, Carl Graber has done research to let us know that the last suicide squeeze for the Phillies, the last successful suicide squeeze, was indeed Carlos Ruiz, who squeezed Victorino home in 2008,
nice
September 11th.
Yeah, you knew that. Way to go, Carl, to verify it.
2008, September 11th, 2008.
On the way to the World Series championship. 2008.
Juan Pierre was the guy who pulled it off tonight. He and Fontenot.
Yep, perfect too. They did a great job, both of them.
Tied him up with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 3-2. One out here at the top of the ninth inning. Phil's on top by 3, trying to end a 4-game losing streak. Trying to end a 6-game losing streak to the Nationals here in Philly. Tomorrow in St. Louis, Joe Blanton against Jake Westbrook. Game time is 8:05 Eastern. The 3-2 pitch. Got him on the outside corner. Good placement. Second strikeout for Papelbon. And there are 2 outs.
That pitch is almost unhittable. You said good placement. That was a strike, too. So Desmond just walk away like, what am I going to do with that? Just foul it off, maybe.
10 strikeouts for Phillies pitching. Here's number 10.
It's really good fastball right there on the outside part of the plate. Saw that for a lot of years in big games with the Red Sox, and now it's nice to have it here.
Well, and Keel 0 for 3. Papelbon just pumping fastballs right now.
He really is. I don't know, he's throwing breaking ball and split yet. Just rearing back with a big lead. Well, not a big lead, but a nice lead, and throwing fastballs. They beat me with this. Another one, fastball in.
1-1 pitch to Ankiel. Toward right center field. That's going to drop for a hit. Pence will cut it off. Or try to. Ankiel will stop at second. So a 2-out double.
That was something off speed there. We talked about how he's just been pumping fastball after fastball. Whether it was a slider or a split, but it was something was a little bit slower. And he doesn't hit it all that well. He hit it in a perfect spot. Let's say split. And he just hung a little bit in the zone. Yeah, he knew he'd made a bad pitch there, and it's just one of those ones, well, I hope I got a fielder near there. Washington show you why they've been so good. I mean, they just don't want to go away.
Here's Xavier Nady, and he whacks it foul. It's 0-1.
Talking to Davey Johnson tonight, he's really enjoying this. He's having some fun. You know, he likes his team.
Winning does that for you.
He said, boy, that Riggleman went and quit, and here I am.
He may have been here anyway, even if Riggleman didn't quit. I think they had that plan from the get-go.
Davey always had a great sense of humor, very wry sense of humor.
The 0-1 pitch coming to Nady as Ankiel takes off. And a called strike 2. 0-2. Moody said he went to third on the fielder's choice.
Yeah. 3-run game. It should be.
No balls, 2 strikes the count. Phils to try to erase a 4-game losing streak. The 2-strike pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. Galvis charges. He's got it, straightens it, throws, and the Phillies have wiped away this 4-game losing streak, and they win it tonight by a final score of 4-1. They kind of put everything together tonight. Great starting pitching from Cole Hamels. Timely hitting, a suicide squeeze, and then Jonathan Papelbon was able to get the final 3 outs to secure the win. What a night for Carlos Ruiz in the cleanup spot. 3 for 4. He also made a heck of a play behind the plate to help out Cole Hamels. So the Phils end this 4-game losing streak, winning it by 3, 4-1. Shane Victorino, who was dropped to the 5-hole, had 2 RBIs, an RBI double, and a solo home run that gave the Phils a little